Really excited about this week's podcast. Tez is in the house. You've probably seen Tez on Body Science's social media. She's one of our ambassadors, which we love. Absolute guru, runs Dose coaching platform, has a clothing brand called Feels, and is social media and manager at EMF, one of the coolest gym chains happening in Australia at the moment. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. I love the intro.
I know. I think we've got a fair bit to talk about. Let's rip in.
Yeah, let's go into it.
Welcome to the Body Science Podcast. As always, the information contained in this podcast is for the information purposes only and is not designed to diagnose or be prescriptive to treat, prevent, or manage any injury, disease, or other health-related condition.
Welcome to Body Science HQ, the world of fit, happy, healthy, and I'm thrown on the end. I'm sitting opposite a fitrepreneur. Is that the way you pronounce it? You are one.
However you like to say it.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, you like it?
I do.
Tez is marketing manager for EMF. That is a gym chain on the go. You guys are always thinking the boys have been on and massive fans of what they do. But I want to talk about you. You've come running into this brand. We've done so much stuff with you from a ambassador perspective. I like to use that word. You may not use it with us, but it's a word I wrap around you when we talk about what we're doing, because I just love what you represent in the fitness industry. You know, I don't want to take too much of your thunder here, but you've got a really interesting tribe with Dose, which is your coaching platform. And I subscribe to that, and anyone out there, jump on board. It's awesome. Don't look at my photos. It's not her fault. I've said that many times today. You have a clothing brand called Feels, which is it's got some really cool pieces, and I love what you do. I mean, you're a social media guru, so you do really cool content around that space. And thanks for the shirt over there. I'll be definitely wrapping that. And probably one of the big things that, I want to talk to, a lot of people want to be, everybody wants to be a PT. Like when you talk to anyone, they're like, I'd love to be a PT. But what that really means, from like you're in the space of one of the most dynamic. I mean, I don't think there's many gyms that invest as much money as what EMF does when it comes to setting up a site. I mean, the boys are next level.
Next level, that's for sure.
So what's it like? I mean, what's it like to work in a group like that in Australia, and where are gyms going? Just give us all the info you can. Let's hear it.
It's awesome. I think I've been with EMF for coming up 6 years this year. It's awesome to grow with a company, and I've been with them, when they've had 3 gyms, and now I can't even count how many gyms there is, and to see where they're going, and I guess how fast they're expanding in their vision, going through them and going along the journey with them. That has been, I guess, the best part of it, because you get to see all the ins and outs. You get to see how the gyms are made. They are, if no one's heard of EMF, we're a big chain here on the Gold Coast, Brisbane, and now we're going into New South Wales as well, with I guess a few more sites on the way in Australia as well before going international. But it's a one-stop shop. We've tried to think of everything you could for fitness. You've got classes, you've got the gym facility for weight training, you've got wellness, you've got recovery. So to see where it's going is amazing, and it's all that one-stop shop under one roof. And I guess the journey and the evolvement of where the company has grown and is going, that is definitely the most exciting part. So I think there's a lot of challenges along the way, because everything's new for us as we grow. So that's the coolest part, is because I guess without challenges there's no growth. So you're learning, you're always stimulated, and you get a free gym membership. So that's pretty cool too.
And you've never looked backwards or sideways since you've joined. You've been there 6 years. That's a fair time in a gym chain.
Yeah, 100%. It's a bit of a roller coaster at times. Anyone would say that. But I think, like I said, the challenges along the way, that's what grows you as a human in general. So let alone work or life or anything. If you don't have a challenge or something that tests you in life, you can't grow from that. You don't go anywhere. So just being a part of the growth and how big it's getting, and everything that I've learned. And I guess, it feels like I've come a long way since being with the company. Even it's only been 5 or 6 years. I've grown a lot as a person, and I've learned a lot of different skills. So having that opportunity to be trusted in that position, to grow with them and learn on the go, I'm very grateful for that.
And you're the social media guru. Is that the right way to put it?
Yeah, I would take that.
You'll take that. Throw that at me. That'll stick.
Content creator, maybe. This or that.
You do some cool content. I'll give you that. What do you think, for anyone out there who is in the fitness industry that's trying to, and everyone's trying to build content. I mean, that's the gold standard.
Yeah.
Let's talk about you. How did you get that role? What did you do to become that? And where do you think that's all going? I'm all about where things are going. I love where things are going.
Yeah. So I got that role because I think after my football career, I used to play football for a number of years, and once I hung up my boots, I didn't really know what to do. I ended up picking up a camera, and I just kind of fell into it. I did stem from a young age. I'd grab my mum's camera and I'd go out in the backyard and I'll go into the garden and take a photo of like a flower, and I just think it's so cool. And I'd always say growing up, the funny saying is growing up, I was always like, Mum, I'm going to be a National Geographic photographer. Like that's what I wanted to be when I was a kid. And then when I kind of went into the sporting career for a while, and I was like, that was my gift. And once I hung up the boots, I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? So once I picked up that camera, it kind of stemmed those creative spices again. And I just really enjoyed it. I have a lot of passion for it. And I think that is what it is with content. I think you need to have passion for it. You need to enjoy it. It needs to be authentic. And I don't feel like people need to, what's trending right now, what's going around, what are you doing, what are other people doing, and like copying them, or even to, this might be an unpopular opinion, but I've been thinking about it lately, is algorithms and trends. And I feel like everyone, I mean, that's the way that social media is set up. You're supposed to, learn the algorithms, you follow the trends, you get more views and more hits, that's how it is.
You never put that phone down.
But yeah, that's it. But if you're not authentic, with your content, you can still do the two things, but if you're not authentic, then I just don't feel it hits as much. You can post every day, but if you're just out there just following what everyone else is doing or what the social media has told you to do, you just become a bit of a stat, to be honest. Like you need to be authentic and get creative and think about, hey, what have people not done? What's something new, or like what's a new content idea I can do? What's a new promotion that another trainer hasn't done that I could try? Like trying something new, being authentic with it, and then making that fit in along with the terms of social media these days. But yeah, something that has been playing on my mind lately, and I've been thinking about it a lot, as I feel like everyone is following what they've been told to do, and it's taken away from their authenticity rather than being authentic and thinking outside the box, I guess.
You use that word authenticity. What does that actually mean to you?
I feel like there's a why, there's a reason, there's a why that everyone does what they do, and I feel like being authentic is sticking to that. I feel like, there's something for me personally, my why at this stage of my life is giving my gifts. And I don't feel like a gift is something you've been born with, but it could be something that you've grown with or you've learned and you've acquired these gifts and skills. But my authenticity is all the gifts I have, how can I now gift that to someone else? You've acquired these, let's gift them off while you learn more.
Yep.
And I think that's my why. And I think being authentic is just being really true to yourself, and obviously something that you have passion in as well. But being true to yourself and following your why and why you do what you do, I guess, if that made sense. But that's just what come off the top of my head of what being authentic means, is just, making yourself proud.
And how do the guys that Dottie and Lee give you that vision at EMF? Is that like, you've got it, you go do it? Or are they heavy? I mean, I know what the boys thought about social media years ago, but I don't know
it took a while. So when I started, it was kind of like I was working as a receptionist on the desk, and then, hey, you could do this in your spare time. And then it was like, and then it moved to the point where, you're actually pretty good at this. We might, form a role for this. But I think it just come with time, especially with the boys. It was, it started off by making content. You have to get everything checked. Oh, can you check the copy? Check, the content. Is that okay to post? Yep, tick. All right, schedule. Whereas now I think it was just a time thing of, them learning my skills, and then you get to a point where it's just like, right, free for all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what you're doing. Yeah, go and do us proud.
Yeah, I love it. So outside of EMF, you've got your Dose Lifestyle platform.
Yes.
And that's your coaching platform.
Yes.
I've been on that for 12 months now. You've got a really cool tribe going. You've got a really good thing going there. Was that something that was really important to you as a person? You talked about being authentic before. You're extremely authentic on that platform.
Yeah, it really was. It was something that I've been wanting to do for a few years. Yeah, I think I've launched that maybe a year and a half ago now. So maybe it's 2-3 years ago, it sort of stemmed in my brain that I wanted to create a platform to give my knowledge of training and nutrition and wellness, but also mindfulness. And
there's a lot of that on there.
Yeah, because I think I've been in a place where it hasn't been a fun time in my life. I've struggled through adversity as well before, and I struggled with that for so many years. And I just got through that place of being like that every day to not really wanting to be here, to now being a place where like I'm day in, day out. I really, really love the life that I've created for myself. And so once I figured that out, I was like, I really want to create a platform. I didn't know what it was at the time. I didn't know it was going to be an app. I just wanted to create a platform to put my knowledge in this platform that anyone who wants it or needs it can come and grab it and take it at any time. And if it could help one person, then I just had a feeling I knew I needed to do that. So yeah, when I was finally getting to the point, I just had a feeling. I don't know what it is, but when you get that gut feeling that you need to do something, and I knew it was the right time, kind of went for it, and ended up creating a wellness app, Dose Lifestyle. Yeah, it has workouts on there, nutrition, recipes,
good recipes too, actually.
Yeah, but yeah, the mindful stuff and healthy habits, and I guess it's a lot of the stuff that I do day in and day out that I know helps me enjoy life. So a lot of that can be new for some people. So if I can introduce those new habits to one person, I'm totally cool with that. Like that's good. Yeah, that was it. But it was definitely something deep within my heart that I knew one day I was going to do it. I don't know when it was going to happen, but it was going to happen. But yeah, it's happened.
One of the things that went in that, being part of that tribe, you talk about your journey a lot in that, on that. And one of the things you were doing recently was, is it called the 75?
Yes.
Yeah. What's the exact wording of it? The
75 hard.
75 hard.
Yeah.
And you had a red hot crack, didn't you?
I did. I went balls to the wall with that. I normally do if it's something that I really commit to, and something of that nature. It was something that you really had to plan out. So I can't remember everything off the top of my head, but it's 75 hard challenge, 75 days. You've got to work out twice a day. You've got to follow.
One's got to be outdoor.
Yeah. Look it up 75 hard. So I did that last year. And
how was that?
Honestly, it was one of the hardest things I've done. Yeah. Just because it's every single day.
It's got reading and everything in it, doesn't it?
Yeah. You got to read every day 10 pages. And before that, reading was something I've never enjoyed. I never liked reading, and I've always been okay with that. I was like, no, I just don't learn like that. Like, I'd rather watch something. If I want to learn something, I'll go on YouTube, and that's how I learn everything.
It's a generation thing.
Yeah. So I was like, it'd be interesting if after this challenge I actually enjoy reading. And I never thought I'd say it, but I think it's actually, it's what you read, and it's the books you get, and it's what you learn from reading. Not only like the content in the book, but actually taking some time out away from everyone, off your device. You sit there for 20 minutes and it's just you and the experience or whatever you're learning about. So there's also that I've learned as well, of taking that time out of your day to do that.
Yep,
so not necessarily the content that you're reading, but both sides. So yeah, that was a big part of it that I learned from that. But
how did they join to that?
Reading?
To do the 75 days.
Oh, I have actually saw a few people do it before on social media. Chris Mooney, PT manager at EMF, he was like living by it. He did it all the time, and I always saw it, and I was like, nah, I couldn't do that. I was like, no cheat meals. I was like, nah, I love my weekend cheat meal, No alcohol. I was like, I love a Friday bevy. Like, I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. And so I put it off, and I always put it off, and I just felt, I was like, come on, Tez, you can do it. Like, I just saw a few people doing it, and I never thought I could do it, but I just had to man up, I think.
Yeah.
And do it. Yeah, went balls to the wall, completed it. But yeah, it was definitely mentally the hardest, because there's also challenges in life that come along. I think I remember I rolled my ankle really bad during it, and I had to steal a bike from the gym, and I wheeled a bike outside at my house, and I biked to get the outdoor. I couldn't walk.
Yep.
Yeah, so there's lots of challenges. So there's that stuff that comes up about, and all the other stuff in life. So you've got to there's no excuses. You just got to make it happen. So that was the hardest part, but it was a great experience for sure.
Because 75 days, it doesn't sound like it's actually a long time. Yeah,
it really is.
It is.
Yeah, and it can get tiring. I guess everything that you've got to do in one day, and then you've got to do it again the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And some days you forget because it's so repetitive. You think you've done it, so you've got to have that checklist and make sure you tick them off every day, or have like an alarm. Otherwise, you think you've done it, but you haven't. It was just yesterday. Yeah.
Wow. So you're social media manager at EMF, doing other things there as well, because I know the boys don't have single PDs for you guys. You're doing a lot of coaching. You're throwing yourself under the bus with some 75s and some challenges to yourself. And so you've also decided, why not create a clothing brand? I've got to ask this question. What inspired you to start the brand?
So that was actually the first little, I guess, small business or side hustle that I started with. And
did you do it by yourself?
Yeah, me and my now fiance John, it sort of started with me, but he's definitely helped me out along throughout the years with it, for sure. But I remember it was probably 2017 or 2018 playing around on Canva, that's when like no one even knew what Canva was. And I just play around with the designs on there, and I'll just slap like celebrities on a t-shirt and get them printed from the local print lab in Narang Screen Lab. And so I started with that, and then I sort of just leveled up with my design skills and got into the Adobe space and whatnot. Tried out a few more design ideas, and I was just
you brushed over that Adobe learning really quickly, because that is not something you learn quickly.
Honestly, from when I started, I couldn't even understand what Adobe was. Like I was messaging my sister-in-law. I was like, but I don't get it. What's the difference and what is it? And when I downloaded it was just Chinese to me. Like you could go a lot of YouTube tutorials, how to. But yeah, no, I was just making designs for myself, or John was like, oh, can you make me an Allen Iverson t-shirt or whatever? So I just play around. It was just fun for me. It was just fun. So I played around with designs, and along the process, just sharing a bit on my Instagram, and everyone's like, are you selling these? And I just went from one message to a lot of messages. Are you selling these? And that's what gave me the idea. So it was never really anything that I'd ever even thought I could do. I never thought I could do that. I never thought I could design something or own a business. Like, it was just, that's not I'm a sporty girl. That's me. I can't do that. So that's how it came about. And kind of got the confidence to, okay, well, maybe I can do something with this. So that's where it came from. And I guess the next step was, okay, so how do you make a website? Like, just, I guess that's where it stemmed from. But it was always been a hobby of mine to create and design. So it's just,
that's such a cool story of the founder mentality. What type of advice have you got for kids out there that, and when I say kids, I'm old, everyone knows what I mean. Kids out there that want to start something like this, because everyone's a wannabe designer, everyone's a wannabe property developer, everyone's a wannabe PT. Like, there's a lot of wants out there. Like, people want to do a lot of things, but they never take that first step or make those things. You're obviously, fuck it, let's take the first step and we'll clean the shit up later as it happens type person. So what advice have you got for that?
I think going back to the passion and authenticity, I think you need to have passion for what you're doing. I've
never can be about the money.
Never. No, because
money comes when you hit.
It comes with it. You need to enjoy the process and have passion with it. Like, whether it's a clothing brand or if it's a PT business or whatever it is, don't think you need to do it because everyone's got a small business, everyone's doing this. This is what I need to do to be accepted in this day and age. No, like, you need to.
That's great advice, because that is absolutely what people think.
100%. And you just need to have passion with it. Because if you don't have passion for it, it's not going to last. You're going to get over it. You're going to get sick of it. You're going to get burnt out. You're not going to enjoy it. So you're not going to want to level up. So you need to really enjoy what it is that you want to do. But just start. I mean, like, I had no idea how to do any of this. I would just Google literally how to make a website, and then everything will pop up. Oh, this platform here, Squarespace or Shopify. Oh, they have templates. You can just jump on and get them and edit them. Well, let's have a crack at that. So I guess start with your passion, and if you find your passion, follow that. Start your brand. Start jotting down, brainstorming. I used to have a big, like a blank brainstorm, and I just jot it down. Everything that was on the top of my head, like names, coming up with names. If I brought that up now, I'm like, that's a crap idea. But it is. But it's just to get it out of your brain and start brainstorming. I guess, what your company's about, where you want it to go, why you're doing it, like what, why, when, all of that stuff. Get it out on paper. Then you can get to the creative process and think of a name. And how do I register a name? It's just, going through the steps. But I do a lot of YouTube tutorials on everything. Like, I'm YouTube qualified. I've never done a course on anything. YouTube qualified. So I just searched, and if I had someone around me that was in that sort of space,
just lean on them.
Ask some questions, but do a lot of your own research first before anything, and reaching out to other people. I think see how far you can go, and when you get stuck with something, then ask around your peers or someone in the space.
Nice. Nice. And that's led to another venture that you're playing in at the moment. You're doing merch designing for 660 band. Is that correct, the way I put that?
Yeah.
Sorry. What is a 660 band?
You don't know the 660 band?
No.
Oh, I've got to play a song.
Should I be embarrassed now?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I was at uni, but this is a long time ago before you were born,
Yeah.
I remember sitting in a lecture and the guy, it was a law lecture, and he was talking about inks, which was in excess, and I thought, what a wanker. Have I just had that same moment with you?
A little bit, yeah. We'll let you off the hook, though. Yeah, well, 660 is the biggest band in New Zealand.
Okay.
They actually recently toured here throughout Australia as well. But, yeah, I think throughout the process of doing my teas, I got a lot of requests. Oh, can you make a 660 tea? And, I mean, they're one of my favourite bands. So, the opportunity came about last year. The year before. The first lockdown we had. I remember the day I got sent home from work and I was like, oh, my gosh. I was like, what am I going to do? How long are we going to be able to work for? It was that scary time.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just, went home and kind of went on hustle mode and went online and tried to find a contact and I literally just reached out to them and just pitched, hey, this is my work, can I do something for you? And then I didn't get a response and I was like, well, at least I tried, at least I asked. It was probably like about 2 months later, got a response. From then I've been designing their tour merch. So when they go touring on concerts and whatnot.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, because they're one of my favorite bands, so being able to work with them, it was definitely a moment for me. So it was really cool. We went to their concert recently a few weeks ago in Brisbane. Got to meet the team rather than it being over Zoom and emails. So that was cool. Backstage and just
living the life.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Was it good to see your merch on people?
Oh, it's unreal. It's an unreal feeling. Yeah. I mean, that was the first concert that I'd seen the merch there in person. Yeah, it was unreal. I think the first time it actually hit more because it was just the first opportunity. They did 660 Saturdays in New Zealand. And literally the whole country was wearing that t-shirt and everyone was messaging me, oh yeah, I got one of your tees. And my brother would like just go to the concert just to get my tea and, so proud
cool,
and stuff.
Yeah.
But no, to see it, it's amazing because just to think of the journey of where it stemmed from and seeing your product in real life and for one of the biggest bands in the world, it's crazy for sure.
Do you mind me asking, what did you actually put in your letter you sent to them?
If I remember off the top of my head, it was fairly short. It was just explaining who I am and I was like, this is my company here. I do these teas, check them out, put a little link. I'd love to design a t-shirt for you. Are you interested? It was literally that short.
That short.
Not getting the response, I was like, jokes. Like, I was like, I didn't really expect a response anyway. So the couple months went by, and when I got the first response, I remember I was like my jaw dropped. I was like, no way. And he was like, yeah, I'm happy to do a collab or work something out together. So no beating around the bush, just straight to it. Hey, this is what I do. Are you interested? And that's what you got to do. You just got to ask because you got nothing to lose.
There's so many ways to touch people these days, isn't there?
Yeah, 100%. And I think
you ring their phone number, they go, not answering that, send a DM or drop a message somewhere.
And sometimes it's about the timing as well. So it might not be what you're offering, but it could be the wrong time for them. So I should have messaged them a month later and reminded them, but I waited out.
That's not good sales skills.
No, not at all. We got there in the end.
Yeah, exactly. That's all that matters, isn't it?
Yeah.
Talking about, getting to the end, and you were an actual elite athlete. Is that am I in the right area here? Because I don't know a lot about your sporting career.
Yeah.
That was something that I only found out recently, I think. And you represented New Zealand in soccer, was it?
Yep.
Yeah. So why didn't you play rugby? Let's ask that question first for all the Kiwis out there.
I was never allowed.
Really?
My mum never. I was really good too.
Yeah,
I was really good. I was really good.
You've got that look in your eye right now, actually.
I'm not even going to front about it. I was pretty good, but I was never allowed as a kid.
Yeah.
But soccer was okay. So we went I'm not used to saying football, but soccer, football. Went down that road.
I didn't want to say football because there's only one in New Zealand, as you know.
Ding. I started playing from a young age. I think I was like 7, and I made my first New Zealand representative team when I was 11 years old. So from 11, just growing up,
You made your first rep team at 11?
11 years old,
nice.
Yeah, New Zealand team. So
wow.
it was a New Zealand academy team under 14s, and I was about this, as high as this table. I was tiny.
It's a little 90 centimetres long on there.
I just found that was my
fast?
thing. I was very fast. Yeah, I was pretty fast.
I thought you'd be fast.
I definitely had a gift as a young kid with sport, like any sport. And I'm not even going to front about it. I'll be frank about it. Yeah, as a kid, I was great. I was, running around all the boys, stepping all the boys, like it was just my thing. So I had to go, and I enjoyed it so much. So I just, follow that space. And growing up, represented the New Zealand age groups growing up, under 16s, under 17s. We had our first tour here to Australia, under 19s, under 20s, went to my first World Cup in Germany. And then after that, making the Football Ferns, the women's squad, playing in Cyprus Cup. So a lot of travel with it and a lot of experience. And it was a huge part of my life.
How hard was it for a young female to be in sport in New Zealand back then?
It was very difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah, really difficult. So, by the time I think I was playing for under 19s, you had to live in Auckland. I'm from Wellington, so it's
a fair hike.
Yeah, it was. So, there was a requirement for you to live in Auckland. So I had to move away from my friends, from my family, and live there for a few years. Had a job. I was working at Real Sport at the time, and I remember at that time, we weren't paid athletes, by the way. It just is what it was then. I had a job, and I'd have to start work an hour later because of
you didn't even
weight
get game
training.
payments back then. Nothing.
Nah, only if you went on tour, and it was the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Living expenses.
Like if that,
Wow.
bare minimum. Yeah. So I had to start work an hour later to make the weight training in the morning, and I had to finish an hour earlier to make the field training in the afternoon.
So you couldn't earn money either?
I couldn't earn money, and I had to cut my work hours. Had no family, no friends. It was a tough time. Yes, it was really difficult. So it's awesome now to see the space of the women's football grow, and I've got old teammates and friends in the industry now making moves and making things happen for women in sport. So it's amazing to see, because it was tough for us in that day and age, but I sound like I'm old.
It's okay. I'm way older. We've got you covered.
But it wasn't easy, but we made it happen. It was a fun time. I mean, you go along with your teammates and all of that. But it was a fairly difficult time for me moving away from my family, for sure. But that was a big part of my life, was footy growing up, everyday footy.
You still got the boots now? I know you've said you've hung the boots up a few times.
I do have them. Yeah, I do have them. I don't think I'll ever get them out again, but they're there. Yeah, I might have to test my skills. I don't know. I might be a bit shifty now, but yeah.
So why didn't you go down the path of coaching or doing something along those lines?
Not sure. I think at the time when I transitioned from out of football, the reason I did was because I was losing passion for it, for whatever reason it was. It became a chore for me after a while. I had to go to trainings, and I was like, and then games in Brisbane now, like when I was playing here. Yep. I was like, and when you lose passion for it, there's only so long you can hold on. And I've always told myself, if I don't have passion for something, I'm not going to do it. And I actually held on to it for about maybe 1 or 2 seasons, because I didn't want to let it go, because I didn't know what else I was good at, to be honest. So I was just holding on to it because that's all I identified myself was that person. But it just got to a place where, I just wasn't enjoying it. So I think I'd never thought about coaching because the passion wasn't there in playing. Yep. So I didn't think it would have transitioned well. Yeah. But recently come back into that space now, actually. So linked up with the Broadbeach women's team and helping them with their strength and conditioning for the women's there at the moment. Yep. Yeah. So the coach there, Chris, he'll give me a bit of shit for saying this, but every year he's always like, "Are you playing? Come on, play." Every year. And I was like, you know what? No, but I can help you out if the girls need some, fitness or, strength stuff. Yeah. S&C stuff. So, I've been helping them out since preseason this year. So connecting with the sport back in the field that I'm in now is really rewarding. So I'm thoroughly enjoying that. Yeah.
Wow. So what's that 6 big things you're doing at the moment?
Yeah. I don't know.
I've got to ask the question. How do you structure your day?
Don't ask me that, because I don't know.
I've got to ask, do you not sleep, or do you have more hours than we do?
I value my sleep so much. Yeah. My sleep is my priority. Yeah. I've come from being a stress head at times, like a year ago, like full stress head, and I was, trying to preach something and, all this mindfulness and all this and that, and I was living the completely other way, sorry. But I think I've learned through my experiences, for sure. But structuring, you've got to have routine, you've got to have habits, and you've got to have a well-planned week. You've got to designate time for certain things and designate energy. I think that's the recent thing.
That's such a cool thing to say, designate energy, because it's not time,
I think
is it?
What I was doing, it was time, task. So you have that for your week, and then every day you set out your tasks for that day, time, time task. It was back to back at one point for me from like 3 a.m. till like I don't even know what time. It was just like back to back, and I just feel like I was getting worn out, and I was. But I think it was more about structuring your energy and where can you put your energy rather than time. So I'd had to restructure my whole week, and now I literally don't do any work on a weekday. Pretty much after work, that's me time. That's my downtime, and I can transition into my nighttime routine and get that rest. Wake up feeling rejuvenated. But more or less, certain days of my week where I have my days off, I'm like, right, this day, this is where I'm just going to tackle out all of this, and I kind of premeditate those days, and that's where that energy goes. But I'm not great at it. I'm still learning that along the way, but I've come a long way from definitely from picking up one after the other, all these opportunities coming up. I say yes a lot. Yeah, I think it just comes with experience, and I'm not the greatest at it now. Hand on my heart say that, but we're getting better.
It sounds like you're walking the right direction though.
We'll narrow it down to we'll narrow it down surely.
I think one of the smart things you said there, and I'm all about routine and all about structure, but I'm a yes person as well.
Yeah.
So I have an EA, and she handles all that tragedy that I create behind that. But the big thing for me is I don't have meetings on Fridays. Fridays is thinking day, doing what you need to do.
Yeah.
If I need to hang out with Pico and catch up on shit, if I need to talk things, don't book my diary on Friday.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday, smash it. Like I don't do anything but meetings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Thursdays normally, I might need some projects I need to work on day, but can still be used on overflow.
Yeah, that's it. I think the weekly routine is...
Everyone's out of here. My department's out at 5, like 4:30, whatever they leave. I don't want people... I worked for KPMG for 10 years, and all we did was overtime, like stupid amounts.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, that was a really good grounding for me, that area. But what I learnt was I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And so
yeah, for sure.
I go home, and as soon as I walk in the house and hit my little beads and wish my family happiness to the world type stuff, I'm there, that work coat comes off, and I'm all about just being Greg the dad, what I mean?
That's it, yeah.
And he doesn't have a lot of shit to do, so he's sitting in a good place actually. But it's really nice and refreshing to have a chat with you. I mean, we cross paths a lot in what we do, but I never really get to sit down with you and talk about all the things you've done. And it's really, you're one of my favourite people in the fitness industry. Thank you. I'm really, not this means fuck all to anyone, but I'm really proud when I watch you do things. I just think, wow, there's somebody who has direction and knows what they want to do and is not afraid to put their hand up when they make a mistake and kick back to I've just learned something and move forward. And you are 100% what I call killing it in the industry, and well done.
Thank you.
I don't see it a lot.
Yeah, no, it's an honour to hear that from you as well. I appreciate it.
But it's really impressive what you do. The boys at EMF, I mean, it's really nice to work with. Those guys have got so much vision. Someone needs to actually put dark glasses on them. Because when you talk to them about where the industry's going and what they're doing, I sit back and go, wow, you guys are doing something special. And you're at the front of that and the vision side of that, and I really congratulate you on where you're going as a person, and keep it up.
Thank you.
Keep inspiring us.
Thank you so much.
So if somebody wants to jump on your app for coaching, where do they go?
Dose Lifestyle. So you can go Dose, DOSE_lifestyle, LAFESTYLE on Instagram. Or you can go to my profile, actually. It has Feels and Dose on there as well. So Tez Carlson at TEZCARLSON, and you can find everything.
It's all about Insta, hey.
That's it.
It's all about it. So tell me something before we finish up. Why'd you call it Dose?
So Dose actually comes from the chemicals of happiness. So dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins.
Awesome.
All of that put together. It's the happy lifestyle.
Yep.
That's it.
I like it. Nice. See, way cleverer. way than I ever was. What did I come up with? BSc. Oh, you have fun. I'll catch up with you again soon. Thanks for coming on board.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.